everyone, my name is Amanda Lima and I am a real estate agent here in Calgary. And today I will answer the 5 most asked questions about property inspection. I hope it can help you in the buying process of your new home. Thank you. Hi Dale.
Hey Amanda.
So first question that my followers are asking. What would you be like a deal breaker during the inspection?
There isn't really any. It would entirely depend on the client's comfort level, budget, and the negotiations on the house. I've done inspections where the basement wall is collapsing. It wasn't an if, it was a when.
Okay.
It wasn't very far away. But once you explain how the process of repairing it is done, they kind of calm down, and then they went afterwards, they went away, they talked to the realtor negotiated them a great deal. It was all repaired before they took possession, well, before they moved in, I should say. And everything turned out great. So really, there's very few. It would just depend on budget and comfort
And
level.
negotiation skills as
Everybody's
well.
different.
Yeah.
I mean, there's lots of things that will scare people away, but if they understand really what it is, you don't need to be.
That's amazing to hear. Thank you. Okay, second question. What are the most common problems found in the inspections?
Most common, minor cracks in foundations.
Okay.
Happens a lot. Cracks in floors, particularly in basements. Leaking wax seals on the toilet.
Yeah.
And lots of times you don't see that, you don't notice that, and it could be causing lots of damage without being seen. And then electrical issues, small electrical issues like reverse polarity on the electrical. Sometimes somebody just wired the wires on backwards. Sometimes it's at the electrical panel. Just things like that. There's lots of things. Inadequate insulation, that's another very common one. With the thermal imaging equipment we have that identifies it behind the ceiling or in the wall. And then obviously leaks. Plumbing leaks, roof leaks. Roof leaks are less common. Something we have a lot here in Calgary is attic rain. So you may think you have a leak because you've got water coming through your ceiling. Most of the time it's your own condensation just coming back. I would say they're the most common.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, Dale, so next question is quite interesting. Is it possible not to use an inspector to close a deal? Can I do it myself?
Of course. Yeah, I mean, if you have the tools and the skills, absolutely.
Only if you do, right?
So it happens a lot, particularly when you're in multiple bids. To win the bid, people are going to skip the inspection.
Yeah.
And I get it. I don't recommend it, but I get it. So what I tell people is just get us out as soon as you take possession. So there's so many things that you look through the house and you won't know. I mean, I've got the devices for the electrics. It tells me if it's wired correctly. I've got thermal imaging so I can see if the insulation's correct behind the wall or if there's any leaks that just haven't developed and shown yet.
Yeah.
I've got 2 different moisture meters. I have gas detectors. I've got all sorts hanging off me.
Yeah, let me show you.
So there's an awful lot of things that you wouldn't have as a general person just to do that. So, I mean, you think about the cost of the house and what it costs to repair and what it will cost you for your insurance if you then claim on your insurance for, say, a wax seal that goes on a toilet. This is basically the next step I'm about to do before Amanda asked me this question. So we check around the base of the toilet. So I get the average moisture reading from the floor. See, it's beeping now, but this is what's consistent across the floor. So I get close to the toilet and I can see if it goes up or not. This is something you just can't do.
Exactly.
Normally, if that wax seal fails, that's $7. It's not an expensive fix. You could do that yourself, but you wouldn't know. And if that was on one of the upstairs toilets and it was leaking into the floor, it could be 6 months, a year before you'd ever see it develop and show up on a ceiling, how many thousands of dollars does that
Oh my
cost
gosh.
to repair? So it's those little things.
Yes.
So I don't recommend it. Could you? Of course.
Yeah. Me neither. I don't recommend. That's why I'm always with inspectors. Okay. Fourth question. What happens if I find a problem in my new house that the inspector said on the report that was good?
That happens. It does happen. So the inspector's going through the house and he's having a look at everything on that day. Things fail. Things can go wrong at any time, which is why I take so many photographs to show you that I've looked at it, I've inspected it, I've checked it. Could we get it wrong? It's a possibility. It's not the usual. What we tend to find is something's just happened afterwards. So it's like a snapshot of the house of that day to give you the best information so you could make the deal and make the purchase. But things happen. Yeah, it's not usual, it's not often, but it does happen. I try and go back, have a quick look, and then do a little further investigation for the client. But it's an unlikely possibility, but it happens. Okay, so the last question is, how long does it take for inspection reports to be sent after the inspection is done? Same day.
Okay.
So depending if you're morning or afternoon, it may be in the evening by the time you get it, but I always send it the same day.
Amazing.
Yeah, I don't like to drag it out. If it's occasionally on the weekend and I'm doing a late one, we may talk the next day, but the report will be done the same day.
All right. Thanks so much.
Certainly within 24 hours without failure.
Thank you so much, Dave.
No problem.
Thank you.